What's up, everybody? So today we have delivery from the Arizona-based fence company. If you live in Arizona and have livestock, or you're a horse person, and you're on social media. Lighting. I really haven't used this camera yet, so I've had it for about, I think, since December. I just haven't used it. But for this, I wanted to document the whole process of putting a fence up. So if you live in Arizona and you're into livestock, have horses, they do a lot of like mare motels and different type of panel fencing. What they do is they have this continuous fencing. They're 20-foot lengths, and you can pick a 4-rail, 5-rail, and now you can even pick 6-rail fencing. And I think they do just for panels, for let's say round pen, they do a 6-rail or 6-foot fence for Mustang panels. But here they are, got delivered this morning, and 20 foot long. I think I have 22, and I have some gates. I have a couple gates over here. And what happened was these goats are escaped artists. We have some goats, Kiko goats, and they test this electric fence until it's working now, but it's still not permanent. I don't want it to be. But with this fence, it comes with all the hardware. These are the clips. They use self-tapping screws. You can also weld the actual panel onto the post. Speaking of post, I got these 8-foot Schedule 20 posts. I think they're 2 5/8. Let me get this paper out. 2 3/8 posts. The panels themselves are actually 1 1/4 inch pipe, and they have a strap that joins all the pipes together. And what happens? So you put a post every 10 foot, and once they're set in concrete, they're gonna go against those posts, and then we're gonna self-tap those in with those brackets. And then each panel or post will have a cap that will fit over the top. The gates also come with all the hardware you need. Basically, we're gonna drill a hole through the post, and then it'll go up like a regular gate that you would buy anywhere. So that's what we have going on for now. This is we had the horse. We sold the horse, and we have a round pen that we just have kind of straightened out. And and there's the fence. I put 3 strands on it, 2-inch poly tape. We're gonna move this. We're gonna build this continuous fence out to where this is, along this gravel of this driveway, and we'll bring it all the way around, and it should be about 440 foot of fence. We'll put a tractor gate in the front here, and we'll put one on the back side, and that should help us access the front instead of wondering if the wire's on or not and getting shocked, because it does give you a good zap. This fencing is actually just some poly tape from Tractor Supply, and we're using a Premier 1 Energizer IntelliShock 60 that we bought with our poultry netting or pig netting, but it works just as well for this. It gives a really good jolt, and that's on 3 strands. So you're looking at least 800 foot of poly tape anywhere you touch it. That's what we got going on there. We have a bunch of unfinished projects. You can see We have a yard. We're actually gonna have a yard. I had sprinklers installed, a couple stations installed, and right after I had those sprinklers installed, I decided to go through and level it all out with the tractor blade, and I ripped up a bunch of these sprinkler heads that just were put in, so I had to go back in there and fix that. These posts are for the most part set. This one kind of shifted on me. This ground's not the best, so I might actually brace this one up. Once I get this fencing in, I'm going to use it's like I think it's called a horse panel. So basically going to staple it to the 4x4s, and it's welded wire, 5 foot. This is just a 100-foot roll, so I'll be able to close in that front yard. I'm going to use the west side of that garden as the fence, and then it's going to continue along the side. And once I get this fenced in completely, I'll throw some grass seed down, manure. We'll be good to go. Today, what I did was lighting. I got this concrete. Got 42 bags of concrete for each, so it's for the post. These are 80-pound bags. Let's see, maybe one bag will do it for each post. And the Lowe's guy couldn't get it on the trailer all the way forward. I mean, as far forward as I wanted it. So this trailer is not rated for this big of a, it's over 3,000 pounds. So 42 times 80. And yeah, it was a little shaky coming home, but I drove real slow, hazards on. So what I'll do next time is I'm gonna still use the trailer. I don't recommend it. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this gate off in the back. There's just a pin holding it in. I'll pop it off, and that'll let the fork truck driver push that pallet on even further. So what I'm gonna do today, it's actually, this weekend's been nice so far. The morning, like this morning, was 68 degrees, perfect. And right now it's probably getting close to 100, but that's nice. That's nice in comparison. In the last few weeks, it's been 120 and horrible. But what I have to do is I'm gonna stake out where I want this fence with those stakes. I'm gonna put some string on it. I have some white string. It's the only color they had. That was long enough. I'm going to take that white string, draw it tight to those stakes, and give me a guideline. I've actually never did this before, so I'll stake in one end, do a straight line to where I want, and anytime I have a turn, I'm going to put another stake in the ground. I have 6 stakes, and that'll get me started. And then I'll be able to bring out the tape, or I got a walker, what do you call it, one of those wheel tape measures. What I'll do is I'll mark each post where I'll put a post with a flag. Spray don't work here, landscaping spray. Depending on where you spray it, it's sandy and it just blows away. So I'm going to put a flag in each spot, and I don't really want to use an hand auger for this, because it's gonna be 45 posts. And my plan was to get a skid steer and rent a hydraulic attachment for that. So if I start today, I'm gonna have to do it by hand. So we'll see how it goes. The ground's probably not gonna help me out any right now. It's not really, depends on the moisture. Sometimes it's like concrete. But for now, I'm just going to throw a stake in the ground and get a start. My biggest thing right now is trying to figure out where I want this. It's going to basically join up with the chain link fence. I'm just not going to use the chain link fence post, the galvanized. It's been here probably since the property was built, and I don't trust it. It's probably getting a little old, and I know that from the fence posts that I've already removed on this chain link that was around this house here, some of it you can just push over by hand. It's just been corroded and eaten through. So that's where we stand. I'll show you the materials that I have. Yeah, so what I have is, if I'm stuck doing this alone, these panels are 20 feet long. I don't know if I'm going to have the strength to be able to lift them and level them, or if my tractor will be able to keep it level, but if I can get it close, I'm hoping to be able to use these to get it locked in place before I self-tap it in, at least one end at a time. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get some more helpers. So I got 2 of these. I got these flags to mark out where my posts are going to go. And then I'll be able to just start drilling, and then probably get a good line of posts going before and set with a level on it before I actually start pouring the concrete in. I got these little spikes. You can tie the string to it, or there's a hole in here. And then I'll use a roll. I got a roll of cord that I'm going to use for that line to keep a straight line. I'll keep it kind of low to the ground. I don't need to go too high up. Also, I decided my mailbox is a little wobbly, and the post is a little messed up. Mailbox is kind of jacked up, so what I'm going to do is put a nice mailbox in. It's right here. Should be pretty simple. Probably put this underneath it versus over the top of it, and something to look nice coming in this driveway. And before you can't come into this wreck of project after project, I keep lining up. Also, I got some 6x6 posts that I plan on. I'm gonna have to drill for. Eventually, I plan on getting a gate opener, so we can just use like a garage door opener and a keypad to open the gate up, so we don't have to constantly get out of the car, and maybe put a pressure plate in there so that when we're leaving the property, it'll just automatically open. That'll help for when, sorry about that lighting, when the garbage man will come in and pick up our dumpster, and that way it'll, when he hits that plate, when he's backing up, it'll open the gate back up for him. We'll just have to give him a keypad, or the code to the keypad, and probably give the mailman one also. And then hopefully they'll be able to save it, and then whenever they have a change of driver, hopefully that gets passed on. Otherwise we might go a week without getting our trash picked up, but we'll see. So for now, I'm going to get to it. I might have to move. I'll probably leave that panel where it's sitting out alongside the driveway, that round pen panel. Those round pen panels are 10 foot. We're actually going to still use those. We'll use them for stalls for the goats. We're going to have to get this buck moved away from these does. We have 2 does. I'm pretty sure one's bred, and he's already trying to breed this other one that just dropped triplets less than 2 months ago. So I'd like to get him, by the time this fence is up and stalls put out, hopefully we'll be able to have him in another area with one of those wethers, so he can leave these does alone and quit harassing them. We got a couple little bucklings. I'm gonna have to weather them or sell them. And one's a 4-month-old buckling. I bought him assuming he was a wether, and he's not. And they know he's not, so he's a target. So I'm probably gonna weather him. And I have triplets. They're under 2 months. 2 of them are bucklings. If I can't sell them, their Kiko, their percentage, so they're like 88% New Zealand Kiko. So what I'm probably going to do is, if I can't sell them here, the market down here for Kikos isn't so good. I mean, there's not any Kikos. I'm the only one probably in the entire county with Kiko goats. So with that said, I'm probably going to end up weathering these bucklings, and either we're going to sell them or eat them. And either way, we're not going to keep all of these. And what I like to do in springtime is just get my hands on a ton of does. And then next August, I'll probably turn them all out together, the buck and the wethers with the does. I'll probably keep one of those wethers around, maybe one of those triplet wethers if I do weather them, and I'll just keep him with the does. I just feel like it'd be 5 goats is better than 1, or better than 2. And so that's the plan. I got to get this buck out of here. He probably already bred her, and it's not what I wanted to do. Kind of want to give her off until next August. But with that said, I'm also going to have one. If she is bred, she's going to drop babies in January, which means she will too. And she just had triplets. We'll see how she does, but we could be seeing some more goats coming up here shortly, and which is good. I want some dolings though, and but we'll see what happens here. I plan on getting some more goats in the spring. Getting rid of that horse kind of freed up a lot of space, and she was the nicest horse for us here, so we sold her and they came and picked her up. All right, but these panels right here, they're going to be used for them stalls. We're going to make it look all nice and universal and not all wonky like it is now. We got some pigs over here, 7 pigs that we're raising. They're already sold. So let's do this. I'm going to figure this out. Oh yeah, I might as well mention this. Still got the sticker on it. I'm not being sponsored by this company. I mean, I don't have enough views, likes, subscribers, but I did tell him. I actually spoke to him on the phone, placed my order over the phone, and he helped me out a lot. And I told the guy, I kind of know their story. It's a family-owned business, 3 brothers. But I told him it's 7 Peaks fence and barn. I said, hey, if you throw a hat in there, deliver a hat with the stuff, I'm gonna make a YouTube video of me at least putting it up, and I'll throw you some props. And I'm not very big, but eventually, maybe, you never know, somebody will see it. I'll tag them, and that'll give them a little bit of some advertising. I mean, I support them. They kind of gave me, I feel like is a good deal. Just so it's about 3-hour drive for me just to go out there and not having to deal with hauling the trailer and the fuel and the time. The transport, the shipping was worth it. I've been getting quotes locally, and it's just ridiculous pricing for fencing around here. So I thought they did me good, and we'll see. Haven't heard anything but good things. It's lighting. I need to quit walking around. Haven't heard anything but good things about this company, the way the panels go together, fencing goes together. So I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see what I can get away with by myself doing it alone. And if I can't do it alone, I will employ some helpers and we'll do it. So that's the company. I will put a link to their, they actually have a YouTube channel, and there's some videos on Facebook, and I actually discovered them on Facebook first. And not only are they a company that builds fences and panels and arenas, but they also, if you go on their Facebook page, they actually don't compete with, I mean, everything's competition, but they're there's other people on there that promote, that are trying to build fences as well. There's different companies installing fences. So that's the thing I wanted to get at. They will build these fences. They have a group of welders, people that deliver, drivers, and they have it. So this team builds all these materials and they have them packaged for you. And it's on you to get the people to install. So they actually have on one of their groups, I think they might be wrong, but I think they moderate a Facebook group page that is open for fence installers. Maybe that's what it is. So if you check them out, you'll end up running across some good projects that were completed using Seven Peaks fencing. But I've also seen them comment on other people's fences that I'm pretty sure they didn't provide the materials for, but that just kind of tells you that they're not all about themselves, and they see good work, they know it, and they give them props too. So I thought that was kind of cool. Anyways, that's the company, and I'll leave a link to their YouTube channel and their right here is where I have to figure out. No mailbox out there. I can do it. Right here. So in between this part, which my gate's actually hooked up to now, and that next post is where I need to put my first stake. And I don't think I'm going to have it too close to this. So because I don't think I want my gate opening up against because right now when we open this gate up, you can see where the latch is for the gate. It goes right against this, and it's just kind of weird driving down the driveway. A lot of times we only open up one side to drive a car through, and it's just kind of weird driving so close to this fence right here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take it right off the gravel, and maybe just a foot, which would put this in off of the post a little bit. And what I'm going to do is probably put those 6x6 wood posts right here in front of that, and I'm going to get an automatic gate opener that will connect onto that to open this up. So I just want to make sure I leave enough space, and then so I think probably a foot inside that would be perfect. So we'll get to work on that. Yeah, so the cool thing about this is I don't have to climb it, and I don't have to walk all the way around. I'll just pop this open. These things pop right out, and I could open up like a door. Swing it right open, and now we'll have a doorway. All right, day 2. I don't know how I'm going to do this alone, but I'm going to set some posts just to get started, and starting to unload this trailer. It's 80-pound bags of concrete. Got that one post, that first post set. What I'm going to do is I marked with the flags. I'll start drilling. I'm just going to probably eyeball it. I want to get a couple panels up, the 20-foot panels, and then I'm going to see how much flex I have in those panels. I don't think I'm going to be able to get them hung alone, but unless I can put something up to lean them on. But I'm probably only going to be able to get these posts set, and these panels are too heavy for one person. I'm strong, but it's just that they're so long, and it's going to be really hard to keep them level. So I'm going to have to wait until I can coordinate some help from some friends to come out. We all work different days of the week and days off, or you know, everything's changes, and people working in other places, so it's all kind of dependent on that. But we'll see what I can do. If I can get a couple of these posts set in place, I'll right now I think I got 9 bags of concrete on the front of this tractor, and I think I'll get those set at least for today. And I can take the front loader off of this tractor, and it makes it where I can at least hook the front into these panels. I don't know if these are going to be too narrow spacing, but with those larger panels, 16-foot panels, are pretty heavy too. I was able to carry those around the property. These are going to be a little bit tougher because they're 20-foot, but we'll see what we can do. Got her done. Yeah, forgot. So last night I actually got some of them cuts made. I got that post set for that mailbox I was talking about. Mailbox I was able just to, didn't have to do anything to get out of the ground. Looked like there was a post, 4x4 post holding it in the ground, but really it was a T-post wired to it. So here's a new one. It's probably not gonna last forever, but we don't get a lot of water out here. Even when I get flood irrigated, it won't come out here. So there's the new box. Not sure what the regs are, but looks like everybody else's, so should work out pretty well. I'm leaving this tall right now because I'm gonna actually hopefully with the circular saw make some cuts in this, and then I'm gonna do some horizontal cuts in there, and I'll just kind of chisel those out. Yeah, new box. First time I ever did that. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna pick this spot right here and take it all the way to that corner for a one straight line. The flags are kind of zigzag just because the ground's so hard to even put these little wire flags in the ground that I'm actually just gonna start drilling right here. I do got utility lines the next one over, but I think they're pretty deep. So right here I'm gonna drill in, and then I'm just gonna set this one post. I'll use it as a guide once it sets up. So right now I'm just gonna put the one post in, and we'll go from there. So I forgot my level, so I went back, grabbed my level. So now I'm gonna pour in some concrete, and then we'll kind of tamp it. I don't have a real tamper, so I'm just using a 1x to tamp it in, piece of wood. And then I'll soak it and pour some water into it, and we'll just check it, make sure it stays true, and we'll just leave it. And then tomorrow it'll be set up. I didn't get the quick stuff. The quick stuff's like $2 more a bag, and when you're getting 90 bags, you know, we try to save a little bit of money. got her set where I want it. You can see pretty level. Pretty level. So now what we're gonna do is water in, and then we'll check it again when the water. I'm actually not sure how much it's holding for concrete because I used a partial bag, but these bags are 80-pound bags. They're bigger than usually you buy them in 50-60 pound bags, but the bag I just put in before that was a 60-pound bag, which was probably half full. So I probably did put 80 pounds into it. The next one we do, I'll just go with a fresh bag just to see. You guys notice I put some water in there. That when it's so dry like that sand, it's hard to drill through. If you add a little bit of water, that's including pulling up tree stumps or anything else. If you just put water in there, use your garden hose to kind of work that sand around, it will it'll help loosen that up. I put water in there, and what around it, and what it does is prevents it from falling back in the hole, which is why I have the actual post hole digger. With using that on dry sand, it's pointless. You're gonna get like a couple tablespoons out at a time. So what you want to do is you want to get that sand pretty wet so you can pull out clumps, sticks together, and yeah, it's just crazy. This sand is just, you'd think it's like desert sand, soft and everything, but you get like concrete. So hopefully this fence will go up easy. The post is probably gonna be the hardest thing. So I put two posts in. I got 43 or 44 more posts to set in. So this will be fun. I was actually hoping to get a skid steer and hydraulic auger to hook onto it. Make my job a lot easier. The problem with this is I kind of have a contour driveway here. It's not perfectly straight. I'm just trying to hug the edge of it, and so I'm trying to make straight lines, and to do that you don't want to make your straight line on every post. You gotta kind of have to extend it out as far as you can, and then you tie your line off on it or around it so you can get a nice straight edge. And then you're gonna basically, the post in between those two that you set, you're gonna bring the outside of it to just barely touching that string, and that'll ensure that, as long as you're level at the same time. You gotta check that and you're level, and as long as you have that, you're gonna have a straight fence line, and it's gonna look nicer. That's really the most important thing, is it's gonna look nicer. Once we get past this post that I just set, like further into the property, it's going to start wanting to curve on me. So the question I'm having right now is, do I hug the contour of what I want to be the pasture, or do I make it a sharp 90-degree angle, which is going to cut? It's going to cut into kind of where my gravel is right now. I'm still going to have plenty of room to drive and stuff like that, but I just don't know how these 20-foot panels are going to flex, if I'm going to be able to do it. So until we get these set up, we're at a standstill. But that's how I set this post. I'm 6'1". This post is sticking up just a little under 6 foot, so 5.5 maybe. It's plenty high enough for goats, and the cows ain't jumping nothing, but the goats will jump this, no problem. The biggest goat I have jumped it twice Then about 30 seconds. Just like a deer would. Alright, so it does hold 80-pound bag. As far as I can drill with that anyways. I wish I could drill a little deeper, but holding goats in, I'm not really worried about. I think it's going to hold pretty well. Well,